Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the market. It is April 29th. Got about 40 minutes to close. Starting the video on a nice big green candle for GME. SPY, huge move today. Went down 3.2%, I think was the low. This is the lowest we have, which was 413.90. We're gonna look at that. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. We have a Twitter you can follow us on at Happy Money YT. Follows the Discord server. Link for that is in the description. I also have, if you notice in my description, I added some affiliate links. I have more, I just haven't put them all in there. I've got GameStop, they had apparel. It was like half off their apparel for a while. I picked up some stuff. Got an eBay, I think the mouse I use, and I don't have an Amazon link in there yet, but if you guys are shopping for anything, use those affiliate links, helps me out. Yeah, so SPY, it's kind of crazy because last Friday, if you remember, it was a big down day, and I was like, okay, next week SPY might crash. I wouldn't really call this week a crash necessarily, but it is crazy just how big of moves we've been making intraday. Looking for the video. Really well so far. SPY crash next week. Yeah, it was this video. And Jimmy Brooks support SPY crash next week, option gains. It's kind of crashing away, but it's not enough of a move. But these huge candles, because this was Friday and this is Monday, so 428 to 414. It's a big move. I mean, these intraday moves are massive. I can't remember last time we had an over 3% move on the SPY in a day. To the downside. This day was the biggest. I think it was this day or this day. Yeah, it was this day. Biggest move I think ever in history. But that was overall move, bottom to top. Big down moves like this. I don't think we've had this for a while. We probably won't close down here. We'll probably bounce back up into VWAP. Amazon had their earnings, Apple had their earnings. We had those short positions on them. Apple is held up much better. Their earnings were better than Amazon's. Amazon's outlook and guidance was awful or just not good. Apple's wasn't as bad, but it's starting to come down with the market for sure. Amazon's, I had a put debit spread. I actually closed it out this morning. If I got it for a weekly, I would have been max gain because it was all in the money. But I got it for next Friday. So I just figured I'd close it now. Should have held it. That would have been like $1,200 potentially if it expired. Basically, it has to stay below, I think, 16 or 2,600, something like that. But I wasn't sure if it was going to bounce. I kind of figured it would, but not sure if it'll bounce that high now. That's a huge move on Amazon. That's a ton of money that just got sucked out of there. Billions and billions worth just today. Tesla's been selling off, or Elon's been selling off Tesla. He said he's done for now. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And SPY's just been in a crazy meltdown all day. And GME honestly has held up pretty well. This to me on GME is kind of a normal shorting day on GME. Nothing special. Down 3.5%. Probably have a little bounce into close. Just one of these low volume melt off. Maybe some shorting. Little attacks, but really a normal day for how bad the rest of the market is. GME is starting to show that it moves with the SPY, but at the same time it can only move so much to the downside. So it's kind of a little safe haven. And like we were saying, this head and shoulders, it's still kind of a head and shoulders. It's a little bit weak. This shoulder definitely came a little lower. If you're looking at the head as being these wicks. Even these bodies, it's not bad. You've got your shoulder over here and your shoulder over here and your head here. So we'll see. MACD is still bullish on it, which is incredible on the hourly. We'll see if this translates into next week, if we kind of still have that rally. I think we still could, just because MACD hasn't flipped, as well as this is still kind of a shoulder. I think if it came down and retested maybe that 120 or so, then it'd be like, not really. But the fact that we kind of built a shoulder here, even though it's a little weaker, I think we still could get that little rally to kind of 135, 140. And that would kind of solidify that this might be a floor for now, at least, where it trades in a range before going up or down. Kind of like it did back here. Keeps coming down, and then it starts to bounce, finds a ceiling, resistance, and it's actually made a new low, but then kind of just trading that range, and then found a new low here, and now we're making another leg down. Just making steps. So if this does have a little rally here, this will be a next probably little step, or we rally or keep coming down. And with how bad the market is today, and GME's like this, that's bullish for me, honestly. Like, I think we could keep coming down with the market and kind of keep having a melt off period like we have post earnings at other times, but I would think worst case scenario, or the most likely time that would happen would be in the market is doing this, and the market's doing this, and GME is coming down a little bit, but it's not, I don't know, it's not too awful, honestly. So we'll see. I have a short put on here that I can't roll it over actually, so I'll just let it get exercised, and then we'll see where the price action is at. I'll probably sell those shares and then open up another cash secured put just because I can't roll this. So yeah, today I voted with all 4 of my brokerages, and I voted yes on everything. I had some reservation initially, but with Ryan Cohen at the helm, being the chairman, he knows more about what's going on with it than I do, and I'm trusting his judgment with the forward prospects on the company. So I'm assuming all of those were recommendations that he approved. So I voted yes on all of them, and yeah, excited to see what happens the next 2 months. It's gonna be a crazy summer. Maybe a summer like no other summer before. On our TD Ameritrade account, we've got these covered calls. Got an order to close those. So this week I was in and out of them daily, just so I wasn't holding covered calls overnight, which is kind of a smart idea. A little more work, and you actually can make more with it for sure. I didn't really want these accounts to be actively traded though, more just kind of data farming where you just kind of farm. But I'm doing it a little bit with GME just because the opportunity cost of holding that covered call overnight, it's pretty high. Remember those covered calls I opened up before the longest bull rally GME's had in years, where it had 10 green days in a row? Yep, and I rolled up to 125. Well, here they are. I still have them. They're from May, this coming May 20th. 125. They are, today they're up 25%. So 1400. So I would like these to expire worthless. But if not, we'll see. I might, if we start getting bullish on the 4-hour, bullish on the daily, I'll probably try and buy to close as many of these as I can. Otherwise, I'll just let these keep sitting and yeah, just do that. Here's the 100 free shares that I have, or 100 shares I have on here that are that I bought back one of these calls, and I can do cover calls out of the money. That's this one. I have an order to close that. Just little daily gains here and there. Let's see. Yeah, that was 76 premium on that one. E-Trade. Let's see. GameStop. I mean, this whole move down, GameStop's been flat, which is really good. Look, 13. Yeah, so from here, the SPY just been melting down. Broke the support that SPY had before, which was that 415.01. Broke that, which is awful. Flip bearish on the MACD. Red under the 9. It's, for a bit I was thinking of a divergence. We might rally. I'm not sure about next week. I feel like maybe consolidation until Powell, and then maybe more downside or a bounce. Just see what he says. If the market's too bad, I don't know, they might be really dovish. I expect a rallying to close a little bit, but it hasn't come yet. But yeah, that whole time, GME, whole time from 1300, look, GME just traded flat and even kind of came back up. So crazy awesome. Safe haven there. We did pretty well on cover calls on this account. So these are just dailies. I got the 131s this morning. Once my indicators basically told me. So this candle right here, was that this morning? Yeah. So red under the 9, bearish MACD. Opened them up and just rode them. Still have them. Since they're dailies now, I set a limit order, buy to close at the minimum. So those will close out before market closes. I always close my short positions before close in case stuff happens after hours. They can screw you that way. I can't even remember how, but yeah, you don't want to leave it, even if it's a minimum. It's not worth the cost to close it. So credit spreads, anything I have with a short position, I always close before I don't let it expire worthless, basically. Berkshire, I have puts. I have one put for 35 days from now, 315 put. It's kind of a nice little downside exposure. There's rumor that Buffett and Munger are going to retire this weekend. So, but it's also just a nice little downside hedge for me. It's kind of oversold now. I'll see if it bounces. But it's kind of been moving with the market. 315, I've got like a month on it. So, be nice if it fills this gap. Yeah. It moves with the market more or less, I feel like. I don't know if that rumor is true. I feel like Berkshire would definitely dump initially. I got back into Yang, got a put credit spread on Yang. That's the Chinese inverse ETF 3 times. China said they were going to prop up basically their companies, and so all the Yang or all the Chinese stocks have been rallying. They will probably say, oh no, it's not a good idea. We're not going to do that anymore. So I'm expecting Yang to go back up and Chinese stocks to come back down, because they'll probably come down with the market, the Chinese stocks. I think that's actually what held up the market for a while today, because all the Chinese stocks were just ripping, and SPY was holding on for a bit, but then it just kind of started flushing everywhere. Yeah. Oh, I got VIX puts before that last flush. I thought probably hold on, or probably have a consolidation, if not a little rally into close, and even next week some, but then it just kind of kept flushing, which I was, wow, big day. For next week, not sure. I mean, this is weak. This is very weak looking coming into the weekend, especially since it broke that low. There's still more room on the daily on that RSI. We might be testing this low next week, this 409, but I think the market will kind of wait on Powell, and probably I would expect the volatility to lighten up a little bit with how big these daily moves are. I would imagine it'll tighten up a little bit, because this is the market won't sustain this for this long. This has been 7 days of huge movements. So if you look back here, like, so these weren't big, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so like 6 days here, and then it kind of had some smaller, less volatile days. Still pretty big, but yeah. But this is the sign of market crashing and turning around and money moving, and so this is how a lot of the 2008 2001 moves look like. At the peak of the market, you start getting more volatility, it starts coming down, but then big bounces too in the bear market. Like, I mean, this epic bounce here. So we're starting to see it. It's happening. Tesla set up a beautiful bull flag, or bear flag. I actually probably need to open a position on that. What was I thinking? Actually, Tesla's held up really well today. I should have already been in a spot. All right, I'm gonna get a probably call credit spread on Tesla for next Friday, maybe 2 Fridays. Give myself some time in case next Friday there's a rally. But this is nice looking bear flag, right under the 9, bearish MACD. Continue this downtrend slope. When it hit here, I was like, yeah, this looks like it's probably not going to keep going because it's continuing out that slope. So might even get some put debit spreads for more downside gain. Man, I'm ranting. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good weekend. Hopefully you're able to profit on the downside as well. We'll see you on Discord. Peace out.